o'clock, and we do have a quorum when we call this meeting to order. Statement of the open meeting law.
I, the undersigned clerk, read the statement of the meeting law.
Roll call. John.
Here.
Here. Caleb.
Here.
Clint. Here.
Travis.
Here. All the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desire to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items 4A through 4J.
Before we move on, I need to bring attention to PO 50014. This is some contracted salary from last year's extra duty that was not paid in error, but it was already contracted and approved, so we need to pay that out for this current year, and that's for Mr. Smith. Amount of $2,000.
So moved, Garrett.
Yes. Second.
Caleb, second. How you vote, Clint?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Other reports, principal reports.
We met through the first month. The teachers have set a really good precedence with procedures and routines for the students, and the students have acclimated well to the new school year. Pre-K through 6th grade enrollment is up to 125 students this year. After school programs started the 23rd with 1st through 6th graders. The August Road Club had 74 members. We've been giving kudos out on Fridays, which teachers and staff can give it's like a gotcha, caught you being good. And we started a compliment box for the students this year. And it's really funny how much they observe and they get pure enjoyment from getting a compliment or getting a compliment. So that was new. Elementary football kicked off in Rainwood last Monday with a win. We're hosting our first home game tonight, and we have another game Thursday night. This is the last week of junior high softball for our 6th graders, and they have games Tuesday night, home game Tuesday, and a tournament Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Woods County Fair was this past week, and we had a lot of classes, pre-K through 6, that entered artwork, and we had a lot of winners that are moving on to the state fair. And we also, our livestock showing was also pretty successful. Many young ladies are vying for the title of Little Miss Waynoka this Saturday, and that's September 18th at 6. And then words of the week were procedure, citizenship, and character for the month. And we're going to start with 6th grade. They're going to be in charge of hallway huddle this week, and then we're going to move on 5th grade next week, 4th grade, etc. And we're going to move down the grades so everyone has a chance to be in charge of hallway huddle. And that is it.
Well, like she said, school is off and running pretty well after the typical bumpy few days. The start really is smoothed out and things are going well. Like she said also, I think the kids have really assimilated to the year, and some new things, probably better than the adults have, but that's pretty typical. But it is, the school year is going really well so far. Football's off and running. Every team is undefeated so far, so off to a great season there. Like she said, there is a junior high, 56th junior high game tonight here with Sharon Mutual, and then Thursday night a makeup game with Wacomas that was supposed to be the first game a couple weeks ago. They needed to reschedule it. So it's Thursday here, and then Friday high school plays at Ringwood. And then pretty typical Monday and Friday the rest of the month for football. Softball's having a pretty good season, the best season since my first year here. And then we've got a game today and tomorrow, and then next Monday in districts. And our districts is at Cimarron with Timberlake, and so really a pretty good chance to win a district tournament for our softball team. And I actually mean that. It really is a pretty good shot for us. FFA finished up a good blue and gold sale, made quite a bit of money, as they typically do. Had the free fair last weekend, Woods County Free Fair. Had a lot of success, especially when a young lady won showmanship with her pig up there. State Fair judging contest is this Thursday, and then next weekend, 2 judging contests in Kansas, and then Tulsa begins at the end of this month. High school academic team kicks off at the end of this month. We went from 1 or 2 or nobody on the team last year to probably having to have tryouts this year for our high school academic team. Last week the seniors visited Southwestern. We had several kids express interest in Southwestern, so Mrs. Klein took a group down there last week. Sophomores are going to take the pre-ACT on the 21st, and enrollment For 7 through 12 is 97. High school is 62. 9 through 12 is 62. So up 3 from last year. And then parent-teacher conferences are October 5th and 7th. Okay, that's all I have.
Superintendent's report. Thank you, guys.
While working through here, got several things to talk about, but I'll try to go through quickly. Looking first at our expenditures for this month, as you can see, we're slightly down, and then our revenue looks to be up about $87,000 now. I'm cautioning you there because I'm about to talk to you about our finances, but gross production is up this year, $34,000 so far, and then of course we have started to receive some of our reimbursement on federal money. So we've received about $100,000 in CARES money. That inflates our revenue a little bit. So even though it looks like, we've collected more than last year we have, but it's because of that extra federal money that they are reimbursing us for. Looking at our building fund, our expenditures are up. This is due to some of the work at the baseball field. And then our revenue is down $300 at the moment. Flipping it over, looking at our child nutrition. Again, our expenditures so far are down, but we haven't got our keystone. Okay, looking at this other sheet I gave you guys, this is kind of the breakdown of what to expect and what we're looking at. I did this for you guys last year because we're having a lot more protests than we normally do. So, looking at, basically it breaks it down county by county, and you guys can kind of read what we're looking at there. But I'll just kind of talk about our total instead of breaking it up in county by county. So, our total valuation right now is $83 million. That's a loss of $4.8 million from the previous year. Okay, that's just reduction in values and that kind of thing. Okay, and then total valuation in protest this year is $25.7 million. Okay, which is up from last year. So what does that mean? That means that our total money lost, so the valuation that we dropped, plus the money that's in protest, now that money is going to get held in escrow until it gets settled, is $1.1 million that we will not be collecting. Now, if they get settled, that kind of thing, then maybe we will see some of that money. Some of last year's has been settled. Just this last week, Southern Hills DCP got settled for a 13% reduction, which is one of the best reductions that we've seen so far, which equates to about $40,000 paid in our general fund from back taxes. So we'll get that this year. It's last year's money. But looking at this year, we were sitting in the same boat, and I had told you, I think last year, $718,000 is what I was predicting that we would be under collecting. We actually under collected, and some of this was due to gross production was down quite a bit, and then we got some inflation on some federal funds, but $757,000 is what we under collected last year. Hopefully, we still have some in protest. About $420,000 in our general fund is still being in protest. So Target has already said that they are going to take it to court, so that may be a couple of years yet until we see that. This year, Target is our big one. They're $23 million, so that's going to be tied up for a while as well. So basically, looking at just our loss in valuation, plus what's being tied up in protest. If we compare that to 2 years ago, before all this hit, we're looking at our budget being $1.4 million less. Okay, so that's a big hit to our budget, and that's probably one that we'll have to dig into our carryover for unless we start getting some stuff settled. So we should see some of that money, so it's not like we're going to dig it out of our carryover and never see it again, but just how much, I don't know. So that kind of paints a picture of what we're facing this year, give you an idea of what our finances may be. So they're going to be tight, but hopefully some of that stuff gets settled. Target maybe another couple of years. Maybe it'll move through the courts a little quicker than I expect. Any questions on that?
Thank you. Okay, we did not get our estimate of needs. Okay, discussion and possible action on asking the State Department of Education for a waiver on 70 OS 1210 568 co-op agreement for alternative education for the 21-22 school year.
This is if we have less than 10 kids in our all together. And we have less. And we have 0.
Motion?
Motion to request a waiver?
Second. Clint, motion, John, second. How you vote, Gary?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Vote to approve or not to approve 4 Waynoka FFA members and sponsors to travel to McPherson, Kansas on September the 24th to compete in a livestock judging contest. This event will be in conjunction with the trip to Hayes, Kansas that was approved at the August 9th board meeting.
Make the motion to approve.
Second.
Garrett motion, Kevin second. I vote yes.
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 Vote to approve or not to approve fundraiser request for the 21-22 school year cheer FCCLA FFA and library.
Move to approve. Second.
John's motion, Garrett Wood second. How you vote, Caleb?
Yes.
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 Yes. Any new business?
I have no business.
I entertain a motion, move it. Second. John's motion, Garrett second. I vote yes.